Hey there, everybody. All right, we got a little short one here, but something very important about a group of people that most of you don't know. They are known as the Indo Europeans. And again, as I see here, probably the founder of India, Greece, and a big chunk of the West. And again, you probably have no idea who they are. All right, so really what this came about were the discussion and thoughts of a group of people known as the Indo-European goes back quite a ways, and a lot of it has to do about language. If or what linguists were starting to realize is that if you look at the languages that basically go from India all the way through Western Europe, they seem to be virtually the same in the sense that many words are similar and the structure of many of these languages are similar as well. And here you have a little map of, if you will, of these languages. So you have Proto-Indo-European, and what we have is everything going to the Slavic languages, to the Norse, Norwegian, and Dutch and Flemish, as well as modern English, the German languages, the Gaelic and Celtic languages, then the Italic and the Latin languages, French and Italian and stuff, and then Greek, as well as the languages of modern day Iran, Persian, and Pashto, and then to Sanskrit and Urdu, Hindi, Bengali and Punjabi and things like that. Now, what's really important here is that these languages have similar structure, again, similar words, like the word for mother is like mother, mama, mata, mata, all of those types of things. And it got a lot of people starting to look around, as well as with some archaeological evidence that was found, that it seems like there's a group of people that were incredibly influential um, in discovering, not discovering, if you will, but laying the foundations for Western civilization. And this group, we know them as the Indo Europeans. And more today, we have discovered some archaeological evidence that this was a group of people that we think were originally from Central Asia, kind of over here, if you look at the mouse, kind of where the key to the map is, and then started to move into the area around the Caucasus Mountains. And that would be up in here. Now, they are nomads, move around a lot. But if you look here, all of these people we think were descendants of this group, or this group came in and intermarried with the local groups that were already there, and their language and culture kind of took over. Now, what's so important about these people is that, again, they're going to lay a basis for a lot of things that we have today. The most importantly of those being horses. We believe that the Indo-Europeans were the first to domesticate the horse, and that was huge, not only in labor but also in warfare. Guy on horse defeats guy not on horse. That's basically the way that it goes. And the horse has been huge in changing our world, both by transport and military, as well as using horses to help plow fields and stuff like that. So this has been tremendously important, and we give it to the Indo-Europeans. Now, the big thing that changed was their migration. Believe it or not, far western China, around the Taklamakan Desert, is where we believe these people kind of first came out, but we see them eventually work their way into Persia and into modern day India and Pakistan, then work their way into Turkey, or what is known as Anatolia back then, and then start to work their way into Europe. Now, we're not exactly sure why. Maybe there was, they ran out of food. Maybe they found some of these agricultural groups and wanted to get involved with them. We don't really know. But we know around 4000 BCE, so around 6,000 years ago, they start moving, and then it just really expands from there. Now, this group is crucial because they really change history. There are three groups in particular that were clearly descended from the Indo-Europeans that changed the world. The Hittites, the Aryans, or four groups: the Hittites, the Aryans, the Persians, and the Achaeans. The Hittites moved into modern-day Turkey. We talked about them being the discoverers of iron and really established culture in that zone. The Aryans are a real group, not this blue-haired, blonde-haired folk that you think you know. No, that's Hitler. That's a mistake. We'll get to that. It's actually the people on the right. We think today these folks live in northwestern India, actually kind of close to Nepal, and we think that these folks are the ones that are actually kind of the most direct descendants of the Aryans today that eventually populate India. So they are real people. And in fact, these might be the true Indo Europeans left in the world today. Then a group in modern day Iran known as the Persians. They're very, very crucial. And then the Achaeans, who are the modern day Greeks. These four groups tremendously changed the entire history of the world, and it all goes back to the Indo Europeans. And so, even though we don't know a ton about them, they have proven to be tremendously influential over time, and this group of folk have really influenced us today. So, hopefully, you learned a little bit about this group. We'll talk about it more tomorrow, okay? See you then.